Hello everyone and welcome back to SCW Sports, and today I'm going to be going over the EFL reviews from January 22nd until January the 24th. Just the EFL reviews at the moment, a little bit of a shorter one this week due to a lot of the lower teams being in FA Cup action, but we'll start with the Championship as usual. First game Friday 22nd of January, Stoke City 1, Watford 2. Massive win for Watford. Their away form this season's been poor really, just 3 away wins all season. Big place to go, Stoke. Tough place to go. And yeah, they got the 2-1 win in the end. And Ismail Assar and Troy Deeney scored the goals. Stoke pulled one back, but it wasn't enough in the end. Stoke have been on a bit of a bad run of form at the moment. Big win for Watford. They've done the double over Stoke this season as well. 2-1 win. Really good result. Saturday, 23rd of January, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Derby County 1. Big result for Derby, massive. I mean, Wayne Rooney, back-to-back wins now as Derby manager. Certainly needed it. Of course, they've been on a bad... Well, the first time they've won back-to-back games all season. It's been a poor campaign, but they're starting to pick it up a little bit now since that 1-0 loss to Rotherham. Wins against Bournemouth and QPR. It was a close game, not a lot in it, but in the end, Colin Kazim-Richards' tap-in was enough. Derby, still, I don't think they'll do too much this season, but they just need to survive relegation right now, which seems underwhelming if you're a Derby fan, but no, at the moment, it's the only aim they've really got. Moving on to Sunday, the 24th of January, Preston North End 0, Reading 0, and a João penalty miss was the difference here. Big penalty miss. Reading, what a chance for them to close in on even the top two. Penalty miss and they draw 0-0. Preston's first 0-0 of the season. As for really disappointing result for Reading, I think Preston will take this overall, a goalless draw. It's not the worst result for them, but as for Reading, they'll certainly be disappointed with the season they've had. Middlesbrough 0, Blackburn Rovers 1 in what was a controversial game. Somehow there wasn't a red card in this game when there probably should have been, looking at the players' eye after. I can't remember the exact players, I won't lie, but an incident when it was a kick to the face and it was pretty bad. I mean, it looked pretty rough, but in the end, Blackburn won the game 1-0. Harvey Elliott's low cross into Rothwell and he converted. Big result for Blackburn. Middlesbrough, though, another defeat at home. They've not lost many at home this season, but they've now lost their last 2. Really disappointing for them. Big result, though, for Blackburn as their mini playoff push continues. That is all from the Championship. Just to let you know, I'll be not doing the top scorer, etc. this week because there wasn't really every game being played. So I'm just going to save that for weeks when everyone plays, as it can look a little bit misleading because people have some players from some teams haven't played when they might be the contender. But yes, moving on to League One, Crewe Alexandra 1, AFC Wimbledon 1. Disappointing result this for Crewe. I mean, Wimbledon have been on poor form recently. They still are now. But as for Crewe, though, they had a big chance here to continue their playoff push. A 1-1 draw at home to relegation candidate was not good, really. And yeah, disappointing for Crewe, really. Their standards they've upped their standard a lot this season, Crewe. They only came up last season. They've done superbly, but this was a disappointing result, especially when you consider their usual great home form. Oxford United 2, Bristol Rovers 0. Oxford United are all of a sudden making a playoff push. Last season, very disappointingly lost in the final to Wycombe. Started this season terribly, but since that 2-1 defeat to local rival Swindon Town, they've been brilliant. They haven't lost a game, and they've been making a huge push up the league. 2-0 win here against a bang out of form Bristol Rovers, in truth, though. Easy enough win, great result. Wigan Athletic 0, Fleetwood Town 0. If anything, this is a missed opportunity for Wigan. Fleetwood currently don't have a manager. They're kind of not doing great at the moment, of course, with everything going on there. As for Wigan, they had a terrible, terrible start. Well, they did pick up form recently. Of course, they've had breaks due to COVID, like most teams. A 0-0 draw feels like a missed opportunity, especially being at home. Nothing to separate the two teams. And yeah, 0-0 overall. Gillingham 2, Rochdale 2. Rochdale are back to being the entertainers. In the end, it was a Gillingham last-minute equaliser in this game which got them a point. Rochdale could have done with this win. It would have been massive for them. But no, a 2-2 draw, and Rochdale don't know how to put on some entertaining games, and this was another one. Maybe not as entertaining as they have been, but still, a 2-2 draw, and Gillingham last-minute equaliser from John Akinde to break Rochdale Hearts, a win that could have been massive for them. Sunderland 1, Shrewsbury Town 0. Big result for Sunderland. They need to start picking up wins. Charlie White's been very good for them recently. He's been their shining light, but in general, it's been a disappointing season so far, the Sunderland. They've been in and out of the playoffs, and really I thought they'd make a good push. I said they'd win League One at the start of the season. Not happened, not really looking that way at the moment, but a 1-0 win over a Shrewsbury Town team who have been upsetting some good teams away from home this season, so Sunderland got away with one in the end. A pretty comfortable 1-0 win. Ipswich Town 0, Peterborough United 1. What a win for Peterborough this is. They needed this. Ipswich Town away, tough place to go, and they got the 1-0 win. Ipswich are struggling under Paul Lambert right now after a very good start. They're not really finding their form. A bit like last season, they're fading off at a bad time. Good first half of the season, but now the wheels are coming off. As for Peterborough, though, what a win. For me, a big win for their push to get into the top two. Charlton Athletic 2, Swindon Town 2. And again, a last-minute equaliser from Charlton. Like the Rochdale game, Swindon could have so done with these points. A 2-1 win at Charlton would have been such a good result. Didn't happen, though. 2-2 draw. Disappointing. In the end, yeah, as for Charlton, big point for them, I guess. They could have done with winning this game, but Charlton have been quite inconsistent recently when it comes to drawing games, and another one here, but Swindon really could have done with the points here, but no, it's a 2-2 draw. Portsmouth 0, Hull City 4. Probably the biggest shock of the weekend. I mean, I thought Hull City could win this game, but 4-0, did not see that coming. Fair play to Hull, though, to go to Fratton Park. A Portsmouth team have been on such good form, albeit they have had breaks due to COVID, and to go and win 4-0, what a result for Hull. Absolutely blew them out of the water. Hull are still looking good to win League One right now, to be fair to them. They're looking a good season at the moment. They're doing well, and this is a 4-0 win. What a result. Lincoln City 2, Northampton Town 1. With this season, you'd expect Lincoln to win this game quite comfortably, and it wasn't comfortable, but they did enough to get a 2-1 win in the end. Fair play to them. It was a good enough result, and they got over the line. Lincoln, if they go up this season, what an achievement it'll be for Michael Appleton's men. And right now, they've still got momentum. Just, they've got to aim for that top two, and right now, they're doing really well. And that is all from League One. Moving on to League Two. Starting on Friday, Salford City 2, Harrogate Town 2. Harrogate in the end got there, an equaliser late on in the game. Big point for them. Not really a good point for Salford to drop, though. Good 2 points because they're in a promotion push right now. And Harrogate, they had that good start, maybe a honeymoon period, but that's kind of faded now. They've not won many recently, but they got a draw at Salford, which overall, it's a good result for them, I'd say. Just January 23rd, Exeter City 3, Stevenage 1. Not a surprise, Stevenage's away form has been terrible this season. Exeter got a good win here, 3-1. They were the entertainers of League 2 recently. Not necessarily now, this was a pretty comfortable routine 3-1 win. Scunthorpe United 3, Grimsby Town 0. Grimsby Town right now are looking pretty doomed, I won't lie. Since the loss of Ian Holloway, well, even with Ian Holloway, they weren't doing great, but big result though this for Scunthorpe though. They've moved up the table a little bit now. Big 3-0 win. It pulls them even further away from relegation. Southend United 0, Mansfield Town 1. Mansfield were in the relegation battle a few weeks ago, but they're mid-table now. They're sorted, really. This is another huge win. And Southend, whose home ground's been a fortress recently, fell to a 1-0 defeat. And they're still looking like they could go down right now, Southend. They're not doing great. Oldham Athletic 3, Newport County 2. Newport are starting to fade a little bit, and it's worrying for them. I mean, Oldham have upset a lot of the teams at the top this season, but Newport, though, not really at home, but Newport on this occasion, they did. Great win for Oldham, and Harry Kewell's men are maintaining a solid push up the league at the moment. I think mid-table finish for them is probably what they're going to have to settle for, though. Morecambe 3, Colchester United 0. Morecambe are not getting relegated this season. I said at the start of the season they'd go down. That ain't happening at the moment. They're doing very well. 3-0 win against Colchester. They were brilliant. What a result. And right now, Morecambe could go up the way they're going. Very impressive. Cambridge United 0, Bradford City 0. Yeah, Bradford's unbeaten start under Mark Truman and Connor Sellers continues. Good goalless draw against top of the league. I mean, you've got to say Bradford have done really well recently. They haven't played for a while due to COVID, though. This was their first game in 4 weeks. Good result, though, here. 0-0. I think they'll definitely take it, to be honest, away at Cambridge. And it was a close game as well in tough conditions. Port Vale 1, Walsall 3. Big result for Walsall. One they could have done with, and one they've got. I mean, a bit of a Midlands derby, a little bit. And, yeah, fair play to Walsall. Good result for them. And Tranmere Rovers 2, Bolton Wanderers 1. Bolton can still go down. I hate to break it to them. They can still go down right now, but I don't think they will. But this for Tranmere, good win for them. Tough place to go, Tranmere really, and Bolton. Yeah, they're not doing great at the moment. I think it's going to be a major transition season for them at the moment, but stuck near enough in the relegation battle in League Two was not what many people predicted at the start of the campaign. And finally, Leyton Orient 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. Yep, Forest Green, huge win. I mean, in their playoff push, 1-0. Leyton Orient, tough place to go. Good team this season at home. Yeah, big win for them. Massive. But yeah, that is pretty much a wrap on my EFL review from this week. Not as many games, of course, as usual, hence why I've not done the whole top scorer, best result, best game. I've just gone for the basics of the score. Yeah, that's all from this week. I'll be back with an FA Cup review tomorrow. Of course, that was a few days ago now. It ended, but I'll just do that, a bit of a wrap on that and the talking points and the best results, etc. But yes, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back soon with more. Thank you very much.